Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. So this is our team simulation for the smart traffic light that we create. We use 3 ultrasonic sensor. Then yeah, this ultrasonic sensor and traffic light pair, they represent one lane. Like for example here, there's one lane. Then here there's a second lane, and right here in the middle, the third lane. This is like T-junction. So start simulation. So okay, the dot represent the car. By default, if there are no car in all of these 3 lanes, then by default the first traffic light will turn to green. Only one of this traffic light turn green because there's no car, so it doesn't matter. And then the second situation is that if only one car for each for one car in a lane at one time. So for example, if the first traffic first if the first lane the car coming, then of course it is green because by default it is green. Okay, change to the second lane. If the second lane suddenly there is car coming, then we wait for a bit. See, the the second the second traffic light, the second lane, the lane with the car will turn to green, and the other will turn red. And then also same apply to this third lane. If the third lane is the lane that only has one car, has only has a car in its lane, so same apply. We'll change, then this will be green. Yeah, like that. As you can see here, the third lane, the traffic light will turn green. And the next, set to default back, this will turn green, the first lane, the first traffic light and the first lane. Okay, so for example, if there is 2 car at 2 separate lanes at one time, for example, lane 1 and lane 3, both have car in their lane. So then the traffic light between lane 1 and lane 3, it will change to the time-based traffic light function, like the normal traffic light function, only for the two of the traffic light or the two of the lane. The second lane, it will remain red because since there is no car, there's no point for the second lane to also rotate its traffic light with these 2 lanes, because it will just waste the time. Okay, so here the third lane is green, and then it will change back yellow, red, green, return back to first lane. Okay, so the same thing applies when any of the 2 lanes have cars at the same time. Same thing applied when the first lane and the second lane have cars on its lane. Same thing applied. Only the first and the second traffic light will use the time-based function, and it will rotate green, red, yellow, green, yellow, red. It will rotate in just between these two lanes, lane 1 and lane 2. Since lane 3 there are no car, so might as well just put it red, like here, like in the simulation. The third lane is always red. With any two of the traffic light, for example lane 1 and lane 2, lane 1 and lane 3, lane 3 and lane 2, lane 3 and lane 1, lane 2 and lane 1, lane 2 and lane 3. Same apply. So I will show you the third situation where all of the lane have car at the same time. Means all the 3 lane have car at the same time. During peak hour, this is normal. So we wait for it to turn to default, yellow, and then it's green, this red. Okay, so if all 3 of this lane have cars in it at the same time, then all 3 of these traffic light will use time-based function. That means it will rotate first traffic light light 1 will turn green and then change yellow and then red, and then the second traffic light will turn green, yellow, red, and then the third one will turn from red to green, and then green to yellow to red, and then it will rotate with all 3 of them using time-based function for traffic light. Okay, I think let me summarize. So the first situation is when there is no car. When there is no car, only one of the traffic light will only one of the 3 lane, the traffic light will turn green. For example, in our simulation, only lane 1 traffic light will turn green, and lane 2 traffic light will turn red, and also lane 3 traffic light will turn red also. That is situation 1, where there is no car. Situation 2 is when there is only one car in one lane at one time. So for example, if there is only one car in lane 1, then the lane 1 traffic light will turn to green. It will prioritize the lane with a car. Since lane 2 and lane 3 have no car in it, then it will prioritize the lane with a car, and the lane with the car traffic light will turn to green. So for example also, if only lane 2 have cars in its lane, then lane 2 traffic light will turn to green, and lane 1 and lane 3 traffic light will turn red, as to prioritize the lane with a car in its lane. So same also applied when only lane 3 have cars in its lane, then the traffic light in lane 3 will turn green, and the traffic light in lane 1 turn red, and lane 2 will also turn red. That is for the second situation, if there is only one car in one lane at one time. Okay, so the third one is when only 2 of the lanes have car in its lane at one time. For example, lane 1 and lane 2, car in its lane. Then the traffic light in lane 1 and lane 2 will change its function to time-based function. It will rotate first lane 1 green, and then lane 2 green, lane 1 red. since the third lane has no cars in its lane, then the third lane will always the third lane traffic light will always turn to red. So yes, same applied for lane 1 to lane 3, lane 2 to lane 1 to lane 3, lane 3 to lane 1 to lane 3 to lane 2. Any pair of the lane in which it has car in it, then the two lanes traffic light will use the time-based function. That is for the third situation. And for the final situation, the fourth situation, is when all three of these traffic light have cars in its lane. If all three of these if all three of these lane have cars in its lane, then all three of these traffic light will turn to time-based function, in which it will rotate from green in lane 1, and then green in lane 2, and then green in lane 3, and then it will rotate until there is no cars in its lane back. Then it will turn to situation 1 back, default. Only one traffic light will turn on. There are no car. Okay, so that is all for the simulation. Okay, so thank you.